the control over the HR plan. It means we have to see the this plan. Our plan is going well. So recruitment first start. I will show you from there where to where this HR function is involves. From recruitment to resignation, from recruitment staff to organization until terminate the staff, otherwise until this until resign that staff, until resignation of that staff, until that HR planning will be there, right? We saw recruitment plan first, then finally retention plan and redundancy plan. That's the plan of HR management. Recruitment plan, then reward plan, then how employees should be rewarded, how employees should be paid, right? Schemes there are paid scheme there, salary normal pay scheme there, incentive scheme there. We will learn about that. So once the HR has been established, regular control reports should be produced. Actual number recruited, leaving and promoted should be compared with planned numbers. Action may be required to correct any imbalance depending upon the cause. So each and every month, we HR manager responsible to count the how many staff available in each and every department. So month wise, we can see the statistic report once the month year end. So we can understand this much of staff always they are in this department, but this much of staff there is no available in department, always turnover is high, going up, going down. 1 month 10 people, 1 month 2 people, again 1 month 20 people, again 1 month 5 people. So there is a problem in that department. So we have to see whether that's boss is problem, department manager is problem, or employees problem, or what's the problem happening there. So reward problem or environment problem. We have to see that actually what's happening there to get that much of turnover. That's why we have to see the how much of actual number worked, how much of actual number retained, how much of actual number recruited, how much of actual number resigned. It will show you if 5 staff come and 4 staff resigning, staff turnover is 80%. Recruited in come under the denominator, come as a denominator, and this resignation will be the or termination will be the numerator. 80% turnover. So staff recruited 10 and resign only 1 by 10% turnover. It's good company. Staff are coming and retaining. It's giving a good company. The annual report also they include in the staff turnover, right? Then actual pay, condition of employment and training should be compared with assumption in the HR plan. I already explained this. Actual pay has to be seen. Then divergences, explain any excessive staff turnover. It will give you staff turnover is high or low. If actual figures taken from the organization, then periodically HR plan itself should be reviewed and brought up to date. This is the whole process involving the HR planning. I am take as a one diagram to understand this. Just have a look. HR plan is mid of the diagram. Then you can see three boxes are supply forecast, design organization structure, demand forecast. The demand forecast and supply forecast will give you the gap. Then organization structure will give you the requirement for this requirement of staff or requirement of the skills and personality of the candidate we recruit or employees we are going to recruit. So this 3 has to be matched with this HR management, right? From that HR management there, so target, set, and so recruit, training, and management development, redevelopment, and redundancy. Very easy. Redeployment and redundancy. The reconciliation of supply and demand. should be understand that way. Don't go with this this very complex area, just forget about that. So this diagram will not be asking your exam paper, don't worry about that. Then we are going to learn about the HR functions. HR functions having 6 or 7 functions. HR role is responsibility. HR function is the it's a functional area within the HR. It's not like a role or responsibility, it's a function, right? It should be definitely there, right? So HR planning, first one, job analyze. We have to first HR function is employment planning. We have to plan the job first. We have to see what type of employee we need. So we have to describe our job. We have to say this job need this much of response. Say petty cashier should have 2 years experience. So petty cashier should handle the writing the payment voucher. That's a first responsibility. Take signing the prepared column, then taking the sign from the general manager, finance or accountant, then approved by the director and paid to them. So from preparation of the payment voucher up to preparation of the payment voucher, up to giving the cash to the person, petty cashier is having the responsibility. So first responsibility. Second responsibility is to update the petty cash day book or in Excel sheet or in a ERP system or any computer system. That is second responsibility. So responsibility has to be analyzed. That is job analysis, right? Then job design. We have to design the person. We have to design this job. This job responsibility is okay. Then we have to decide to do this job responsibility. We need this type of person. That is job design. Right? Job analysis is the process of collecting, analyzing, and setting out information about the content of the job, saying what this job has to done, right? In order to provide the basis for job description and the data for recruitment, training, job evaluation, performance management, job analysis consists of what job holders are expected to do. So HR manager who involved in the interview, the candidate should know about the job analysis first, what responsibility you need. Then only we can ask about the question, do you have that experience of giving the cash, count the cash and giving to the person? Do you have? If he does not have that experience, definitely he will be rejected. Otherwise why we are doing the job analysis, right? Good example is purpose of the job, right? This might seem obvious. As an accountant, you will be expected to analyze, prepare or provide financial information. So purpose of the accountant is that analyze the financial information and provide the report. That is first responsibility of him. Second one, content of the job. So what are the tasks he has in addition to that, right? If the purpose of the job is to ensure, for example, that people get paid on time, the tasks involved include many activities related to pay. If you in organization it's practicing now, if we need a person, if you need the employees to come daily, we will introduce the attendance allowance, attendance incentive, per day 200 rupees. So 25 days it will be 5,000, 22 days it will be 4,400. Likewise we will introduce expect the attendance. Otherwise we can give the traveling allowance, right? We need staff should be come in good correct mood. If he is come in a bus, he will definitely tension and no relax. If he come in a Uber taxi or pick me taxi or private bus means a office service bus, right? Or private 3-wheel, so we can give the some allowance. Please come in relax and work in relaxedly. So that is we are expecting, right? Then accountability, it's a responsibility of the works. Then performance criteria. So we will say accountant, if we recruit the accountant, we will say before 15 day of subsequent month we need the monthly accounts of previous month. That is the criteria of preparation of report. right? Sometimes if sales representative recruiter, we will say you will definitely sell this product. Many products may be there to sell, so this product 100 quantity of product each month, otherwise you will be terminated. So that is a criteria of job. Then organizational factors, it means we have to say him, we have to see this jobs immediate boss is who, main boss is who, is subordinate are who. We have to see their authority and hierarchy level has to be seen. Then we have to decide that jobs authority and power also, that level also. Then development factors, we have to see how this job can be developed in future. These are included in job analysis. That's a first function in the HR plan. The environmental factor, we have to see whether this employee is better to work in this environment. If environment hot, whether this person can afford or person can control or person will work in this environment. If AC for cool is high, whether cool is good for this employee. We have to see that job analysis. Then job design. Job design involves we have to outline the competences. This means I already told that job analysis will give you what are the responsibility and what are the working conditions available for that job. Job competence is we are expecting from the candidate. If accountant definitely know how to prepare the reports and how to do the financial analysis, but whether this accountant has the ability, even the chartered accountant, if he does not have the experience, he can't do that work correctly. So that is a competence. That's job design. So we have to design the job. That's why in a advertisement also you can see 2 years experience with a part qualified or full qualified with a 5 years experience should be work in the big firms, big 4 firms. There are some criteria given in job design. That is job design. That's all points are the job design, right? Then this is a job analysis table, job analysis diagram. This is just to understand job analysis involves job description, job specification. Job description, job specification will give you that job, and job description will give you the responsibility of the job. Job specification will give you the what are the competence we need in order to meet the job description, job responsibility. It's like it's a job design. Job specification means job design. Job analysis, job design also come under the job analysis, right? But we can take the separate also. It's a separate, we can see as a separate. And job analysis means we analyze the job and we analyze the specification. So specification, if we take separately, it will be a job design, right? Its job specification is like a job design, but job design is separate from the specification. Job design is we can design any how that job, but job specification is we need this, at least this threshold competence, right? Threshold competency means this job responsibility. If the bankers, if in a bank, bankers should have 10 years experience to work as a cashier, it's not a job design. If we say no 10 years, okay, 10 years have the work to job, but job have the job, but we need a job 15. It's like a art of the HR manager. We are deciding what's that. The job specification, knowledge, skill and ability of the employee, job description, task, responsibility and duty, right? It's simple. It's not that much need for your exam, just understand. So just given the notes. Then different type of competence from the employees. So first one, behavioral personnel. The competences are underlying personal characteristics and behavior required for successful performance. For example, ability to relate well to the others. Most jobs require people to good communication, behavior. So interpersonal skill. Second one, work-based occupational competences. Whether I have that knowledge, it's a knowledge. Third one, generic competence. It means and that competence apply to the all occupation. If I have the one competence, right, if I using the excel sheet excellently, but the marketing department market manager also can use that, that is excellency. It is some many organizations it is developed. It is saying generic competence means all the employees should have equal. It's like a command economy. In bank it's happening. That's why bank rotating the people to get all the training. So all the bank staff will be have the same competence. So they are generic. They are homogeneous product. Right? According to Mintzberg, the parameter of the design includes job specification, how many different tasks are contained in the jobs, and how broad and narrow are these tasks. So parameters means importance, right? Importance of this competence, right? Importance of this competence, and how can we measure this competence, right? So Mintzberg saying if we want to measure this competence, so we need to give the importance to these factors in order to measure the employee's competence. So importance of measuring the job design, that is parameter. Importance to measuring the job design, whether the job design is best, good. For best we have to understand job specialization, whether it's how many different tasks are contained in the jobs, and how broad and narrow are these tasks. Then to what extent does the workers have control over the work, right? Even though you know the work, but you don't have the control over. It's like this, your boss asking, finance manager asking you to do the cash management, cash budget, but you don't access to the any bank book or any cash book, or you don't even know the transaction happening in the bank. You are only doing the sales part. So how can you plan for that? But you know how to work, but you have no authority to do that, authority to have the access information on that. So how can you do? That's how it should see. So competence may be there, but work responsibility not given. So no, it's unuseful. It means it is not used to expecting that work from that employee, right? The regulation of behavior coordination require the organizer formalize behavioral ways to set, predict, and control it. Then training and skill introduce integration in an organizational value. So competence. So first one, job specification, whether this job is for job have this responsibility, job have this power, then only we can expect a competence from them. Second one, their behavior, so how they work daily, whether this work whether this post employee, for example take petty cashier, whether this petty cashier have the knowledge of handling the main cashier works. If he does have, we have to see how he handled the petty cash last 2-3 years. If it is handled very very perfectly, we can give them. It's a behavioral regulation of behavior. So we have to see what he has possessed in last 3 years, then we giving the some task to him. So it's a parameter. So see this month work this type, the next month work in also same type, same way he works. So he is used to that pattern, so that pattern is good, right? So regulation of if accountant giving the reports to management each and every 15 days in a subsequent month, for 1 year. So every month 15 before 15 day he giving the reports. So he is good in that work. So it's a parameter measuring is competent. He is good at work. That is called regulation of behavior. Then training and skill, whether we have to see whether he is getting his skills and training outside, right? Continuously get it. Says competence and due care. We have to keep our knowledge as that level. If you're not involving to take the knowledge, it will definitely reduce in a time, over time. The next function, once the we plan the employment planning is job description and the job design. Then we have to recruit. There are interview has to be conducted. So job analyzing and job design should be first stage in the recruitment and selection process. So recruitment, if a company is recruiting, the next stage has to be to tell, it's like this, don't buy out this definition. So understand, this is a practical subject. Recruitment is there. You will think about what meant by recruitment. Recruitment means take the employees to our company. That is recruitment. Simple meaning. Or hire the employee to our company for the money. That is recruitment, right? So job description set out the purpose of the job and where the fits, organization structure, the context of the job, accountability of the job, and main task of the job. So next we taking the employees to our company. So recruitment process will be there. No, don't buy out the definitions. Definition will not be asked. Read the MCQ. If it's come in MCQ, read the question and read the answers and understand. Recruitment means what? If they say recruiting, taking the in the MCQ question, if one answer say taking the hire the employee for money or monthly paid means it's a recruitment. Even the 1 hour payment means it's a recruitment. Your labor payment, in the 1 day payment, also recruitment, right? 1 day recruit and resign, terminate. Then selection. So recruitment process will give you many candidates to come to the interview. Selection process will give you we select the best candidate from the candidate from the list, right? So selection involves filtering process, right? Filtering process by reviewing application forms, CV, resumes, interviewing and testing. For main purpose there for this recruitment, organizational purpose, the recruitment legal performance, define the job place in the organization structure. So in the recruitment stage, we will say about the job to our candidate, our employees, so potential employees, future employees. So we have to say about our this works, even though the advertisement is so already, but when we say the words, we will explain more. We will say the you have the petty cash responsibility in a advertisement, but once he comes, we will say you have to write this and you have to update the cash with the many tasks involved in the petty cash. So he may think about only giving the cash and taking the cash, that is only enough. Reconciliation done by another person. Reconciliation should be done by him. So we have to give the organizer position to him. Then recruitment provide. This is a purpose of job description. Job description will give you the responsibility and the role of this job. I'm sorry, I mistaken. This is a purpose of the job description. So organizational. So in recruitment also we have to introduce our job to them. In a job description's objective is we have to see this what is the job responsibility and role. The recruitment will give provides the information for identifying a sort of person needed, person specification, right? Then legal provide the basis for contract of employment. Then performance means appointment letter will be legal, right? Then performance objective can be set around the job description. Then main content of the job description include job title. First we need a this person. It means accountant, accounts assistant, accounts executive, marketing personnel, so HR manager. So it's a job title. Then the where this person is to going to work. So head office located in Colombo area, head office located in Gampa, or branch located in Matara, branch located in Goal, branch located in Kegol. Otherwise, he is to say sales representative. Sales representative. Some sales representative means working within the organization as a showroom sales representative. Some are going out. Some are working in a road. They put in a table and selling the products. So in a SIM card company doing that. And job title, a person to whom the job already responsible to. So who is your boss? Where are you? What is your responsible? To whom you responsible? That is. Then budget, responsibility and authority level for budget and expenditure. Your authority level and power. Your power, your responsibility. What your responsibility? What is your first one is job title. Second one is where you are working. Third one is whom you are report to. Fourth one is what is your responsibility. Fifth one is what is your purpose. Why you are working? To increase the sales or to make the accounts increase the sales, means sales department person should increase the sales. What is the purpose of me? So accuracy of accounts reports. That is the accounts department purpose. Then principal accountability or main task, ideal listed in order importance, come under the responsibility and skills required to perform the job, including technical skill and physical. Sometimes some organization asking about the English knowledge, IT knowledge, computer knowledge, those knowledge, right? It may be in a job description, right? Typical. Sometimes if an accountant does have the knowledge of working in a ERP system, that is he should have, right? Then typical working pattern, hours of work. So working hours we have to say 8 to 9. So it's a job description. Then selection process, reliable, valid and fair. So selection process should be, we have to select the person. Definitely he should have need the job. Otherwise you can select someone. Once he comes and he agree for 100,000 salary, 100,000 salary, and but he wants a 200,000 salary, but we don't know about that. Companies does not know. Recruited, and after 1 month he got the energy, so he will definitely go. So we should analyze that. It should be reliable. Should be in a constant. It should be in a sustain. So valued, accurately predict performance of the employees. So they when selection process going on, some we have to see their performance in accountant jobs or in a senior personal job. They will conduct the many exams, placement test to sit for the exam, sit for the interview. In the interview they are asking the questions and see their ability of answering. Then fair, then all the candidates should be seen as a neutral. If recommendation, some candidates are come in recommendation, so we can't give priority for recommendation. Or we have to give the priority to their experience and knowledge, right? That's why in recommendations if we recommended one person to company, he will definitely will not have that knowledge. He will messed up. He recommended and recruited. He did not compete with others and came. So he easily came. We don't know the difficulty of getting the job. So he definitely messing the job. I got the job easily. I can find another job easily, and he doing the job in his way. So it is not good. Then cost effective. We have to select a person whose salary can be afforded by us. Then after that we will he asking a 2 lakh salary, or we agree after 2-3 months we have no money to pay salary. Then can you reduce? Can't reduce. Finally we can't sack also. In Sri Lanka we can't sack the employees. If we sack the employees, there will be a voluntary resignation plan. The compulsory resignation plan is there. It is very expensive, very cost. Sometimes we have to pay 1 year salary. 1 year salary. It means a 12 month salary without the works and terminating. Sometimes some laws are available in that way. It's depend on the post, right? The ineffective selection process may result in the, I already told this, for recommendation, rejected unsuitable applicants. It's really easy. It is selecting the unsuitable candidate and rejecting the suitable candidate. That is ineffective. That is given, right? So we rejecting right person and we recruiting wrong person. 2 points. Rejecting right person is a one ineffective way, or recruiting a wrong person. That is 2 things. Simple and simply, right? The feature of application form: obtain relevant information, give application to opportunity to write about themselves. Application forms should not be writing the only fill in the blanks. What is your name? So we have to give some chance. We have to ask some question about the theory, ask the question about practical. So he will write in his words, so we can understand his English also, we can understand his knowledge on this practical case also. That's why it's saying giving some opportunity to give the answers themselves, think and write. So it's better. Some organizer performing lecturing also, in lecturing, after the lecturing you will be provided a paper and you can tick, this is effective, this is effective, this is ineffective, 1 2 3 4 5, good, best, bad, and strong, effective. It's like that. They categorize in different way. Sometimes give the comments in your own notes. That is better. That is, you can write something about lecturer and something about lectures. The interviewer's objective, it means interviewer should study these 3 things before go to the interview. Not a candidate, interviewer. That's my HR manager or the respective departments, meaning candidate who are going to work in that department. That department head will be respective department, right? Understand the technical words. It will be help to your advanced levels, right? Then job description we understand. Then person specification, means job design. Then job application form. Once the candidate come and sit, we cannot ask his name. We should welcome him. Hello, Mr. Pereira, come have a seat. We should say that. We come and ask, say yourself, means he will again say, my name is Pereira. I am 25 years old, or I am 30 years old. I am coming from this place. If he say that, we should reject him. We know, we welcome him. Okay, Mr. Pereira, come and have a seat. We welcome him and welcome him with his name. So we know his name. Why he again telling his name to us? It's wrong. In Sri Lanka, in all the organizations following, I went for an interview, right? It's my experience in a big company, right? I went for an interview and they told me to explain about myself. I told, already you know my name. I think you already you know my name. You also called me with the name. So I am interested to tell about my career and what I did in previous jobs. He blamed me. He told me, please introduce yourself first. Start with your name and end with your family background. Then I again started. I told fully about my self and finished the interview. Finished, right? Those type of traditional interviews are still followed. The type of interview. So there are many type for interview. Individual interview. Ask the individual to come to our room, come to the interview place and ask the question and finish the interview. So the individual interview. Very simple theory. This HR manager very practical and Very simple. We know that but we want to know what are there in our syllabus. That's why we learn this. Individual interview, discussion between candidate and interviewer face to face. Come and sit with me and I am asking question, and it's a traditional way. Then second one, problem solving. It means similar to individual interview, but the candidate is set a hypothetical problem to solve. We will give you the some case. We will say, okay, you are working now. Suddenly, fire accident comes. What will you do? If he say, I will run outside, means he will definitely reject it. It's a problem solving. Give some problem and take the answers. The sudden events does not expect. Sometimes if all the computers has been exploded, what you have to do to get the accounts report? You have nothing. So you have to say before every day, even if I go to home, I will take the backup from my reports and go home. It's a safety. We should say that. So they are expecting the good answer. That's why problem solving interview is best way. Then the individual interview. Then tandem interview. It means 2 interviews per candidates. 2 interviews per candidates. 2 interviewer will be there. He will one interviewer ask the question and I will explain to him, and again he will answer and I will explain to him. Again he will answer, he will question and I will explain to him. So one by one you will experience in the corporate level English course. Corporate level English course is it is a Cambridge English course. So you will understand 2 or 3 persons they are and asking the problem solving interview. Problem solving. You give the problems. You will say you are recruited as the marketing manager. So suddenly our current supplier was dead. Our current supplier factory was fired. So you have only one supplier. What will you do? So I will have to give the answer, correct answer. That is problem solving interview. If you done by 2 people, if you answer, if I say no, I will find another person through the internet too quickly. I know this supplier. They will give the real case scenario. They will give you are a garments industry. So I will say I know my friends who are supplying this fabrics. I can take. Suddenly the second interviewer asked me, no, we can't go with that's relation supplier. It should be a third party unrelated supplier, then only price should be negotiated, price should be neutral. Then I should have the answer for that, right? Otherwise I can say I will resign the job and recruit another person. So another person and my friend will not be relative. It may be the answer, right? Sometimes it can be the answer, right? It's a problem solving answer. Otherwise I can say, okay, this is my friend. No, I will say my friend to give the company to another one. So ownership is changed. Now I am getting from. So unknown person now, right? Or giving the control to another person. So it's a problem solving. It's maybe a question. Answer may be anything. Answer may be depend on the justification given by us, right? So panel interview, a group of interviewer candidate together. It means a many number of interviewer, not only 2. It's very difficult. It's like a Vivos. In Vivos also you will meet in Vivos in chartered accountancy. After final stage finished, there are 2, 3 more than at least 3 to 5 chartered accountants will there and ask the question. They are asking about the auditing, they are asking about the marketing, they are asking about the HR management, they are asking about the financial reporting problems. So one by one asking, not a order. They are asking in complexly, we have to answer anyhow. We should pass that, otherwise we will not get the chartered accountancy qualification. Then success and sequential interview, an alternative to panel interview where the candidate faces a number of individual interviews with different people within the organization. I also experienced that first interview was conducted as an accounts trainee. I was recruited as an accounts trainee in that organization. I don't want to tell the organization name here. First interview was done by the accountant only. Second interview done by the accountant and the finance manager. Third interview done by the accountant and finance manager and the administration director. Fourth interview with the finance manager, administrative director and finance director. So for the accounts trainee, four interview I have attempted. So for personnel, 4 times different person came and interview. That is stress in that is success and sequence interview. Sorry, that is next one. Stress interview means giving the giving the stress question, giving the pressure to interview, asking the question like this: what will you do if I sack you? We will definitely get angry. No reasons, but we are saying 10 minutes go to home. We will definitely get angry and we will say, I will definitely say bad words and I will go. If I say like that, you will definitely reject it. You will say the answer like this. You will say the answer, I will ask you the question that why I am going to be resign. Please answer the question. Please give some reason, any reason, or find another job to me and resign and terminate me. It will be a good answer for stress questions. We will not pressure and stress and answer for that. We should answer coolly. We should answer in cool. That's why stress interview is very danger. Sometimes I saw in this my real life. Sometimes I saw that my finance manager has interviewed the chartered accountants for the accountant. I am a trainee in that organization. I was trainee in that organization. Then our chartered accountant resigned and went to Australia for the foreign work. He went abroad. So he asked one question. He something asked to stressfully asked. He finally scolded the finance manager and went. He does not see him and just went. So what? Something happened in that room. He something asked. So not only finance manager, finance director also there, administration director also there, right? Some problem has been happened because no one will get the angry alone. We have to make the people angry. That is the stress interview, right? Then group interview, it's a problems. Candidates. If 20 candidates comes, we divided 20 candidates into 4 groups and give you the one problem and solve by the whole group. Sometimes whole group may not be have that competence. In a one group, all candidates will not have that competent. But maybe that if that group is passed, all 5 will get that job. It's like that. Not practice in Sri Lanka. It's very less, right? A limitation of interview, unreliable assessment. Right, this is a very bad, very famous limitation. It means if we talk English properly, you will definitely recruited by the Sri Lankan company. But in British company, Middle Eastern company, they will see the qualification, they will see the competence and experience. But many organizations in Sri Lanka seeing their communication skills only. That's unreliable assessment. If we wear a good shirt and wear the tie and go, you definitely seen as a good person. If we wear a t-shirt and denim and go, your talent will not be seen, your behavior will not see. So we are seeing the appearance of the people. It will the bad assessment measure for the interview candidates, and they fail to provide the accurate prediction. Sometimes candidates may be not a good person, bad person, but interview he may be good, right? He may drink and he may be smoke. It's not a bad thing. It's allowed. More than 18 plus people will be adults in Sri Lanka, so they can smoke, they can drink alcohol also as per the Sri Lankan law. But as per the religion in a Christianity or Buddhist or Islam or Hinduism, we cannot drink the alcohols. So it's like that, right? But sometimes that we don't see the full background of the interviewer. That is we can't predict that is definitely is a good, really good. The interviewer process subjective. Interviewer likely to make error of judgment. Sometimes our judgment may be wrong, our selection may be wrong. That's why after interview made and select a candidate, sometime after 2-3 months he will resign the job because he has no competent that much. The induction very important. Many organizations are missing this induction part. Induction means very simple is introducing, very simple meaning is introducing employees to the organization and introducing organization to employees. That is induction. If one person recruited, bring that person to all the employees, meet this person, take the one day and going with this employee to the all the person and meet, this is Pereira. He will say, hi Pereira. This is Kumari. He will say, hi Kumari. Then he will introduce himself. Then he will have the idea what is this business have, different type of department have. He will have the idea about the organization people also idea about them. That is called induction. Right? The element of induction was a welcome, induction immediate colleagues, co-workers, supervisor. Once the candidate recruited, first he will be introduced to the each department. That is first have to done. Even the accounts department personnel can be working outside also. Some branches also accounts department there. All the branch account department should be called and have a meeting with the new person. So they will have the social they will social and they will understand themselves and they will understand this person is good, nice. So they will have some idea about that. Otherwise they will sometimes in many companies it's not happening. Sometimes we don't know who is our head of the department also. Sometimes no induction is there, even don't know the name of the people in the organization. Sometimes we saying that short person, tall person, a fat person. Is it a name? It's not good. We have to say the name. If a post is in a good position, we have to give the respect. We should say the Mr., Mrs., Miss. Even though you can say Mr., Mrs., Miss to everyone, we should say with is the name. Best way is saying the name with the Mr., Mrs., Miss. It's the best way to communicate with the people, not a sir or madam. Sir, madam. Many organizations are not following that. In a big ALEs, big companies like ALEs or KPMG, EY, John Keels are following saying the name. It's a good way. So induction process have the many nodes. Just then HR development. I already told that once the this employee is recruited, we have to see whether we can develop him to another work. Good example is if the finance manager resigned, companies are trying to take the companies are not trying to take the finance manager from outside. They are trying to take the say accountant also having 10 years experience, finance manager also having 15 years experience. Finance manager resigned and went or retired and went. So they will promote the accountant to finance manager, recruit the accountant. So he will promote it to there and develop as a finance manager. He will look after separate duty. So he will also develop. So this is how companies are working. If an accounts executive resign, accounts assistant will be promoted to there and accounts assistant will be recruited from outside. That is good way for development. The appraisal, why need to appraise the performance. There are many reasons there. So impress the employees to do more works in future. That is also one of that. The judgment is easy make. So if no appraisal is there, we can't say this employee is working good, this employee is working bad. We have to see how they worked. So we have to see how much of sales he done within a month, how much of sales this person done within a month. That is appraisal. If 100 sales and 200 sales, this is best. So if income side also we have to see 200 quantity sales, okay, but income is 10,000, but he sell 100 quantity, but in different product, income is 30,000, so he is best. So appraisal should be done in different measures. The objective of appraisal, so why we need to do the appraisal: establishing the key deliverable and individual aids to produce enable the organization to achieve its objective. It means our organization have the objective to make the profit, right? Business organization primary objective is to make the profit. Other objectives also there. Whether this objective can be achieved with his performance, we need that. Then comparing the individuals develop performance against standard. So we know we need the accounting report before 15 days in the subsequent month. If accountant does not give that, is not good. So standard creation. Then training and development. If it's not working properly, we can give the training and development. So whether training needed or not will be decided by the appraiser. We need that. We need to understand whether this staff is working well less. So we give the some training to him. Then identify the areas requirement improvements. Same thing. So monitoring the organization initial selection procedures against subsequent performance. If this type of employee is bad, so next time if candidates comes with the same qualification of what the employee is working badly, we definitely will not recruit them. We know the experience. We have the experience of recruiting this type of employees. That is that. The improving communication between the different level of hierarchy. Appraisal will give you why this person have this lack of the knowledge. Why this person does not tell the finance manager problem about the works, because finance manager were having have not talk properly to accounts assistants, right? Maybe the reason. So communication should be increased in order to improve the employees. Typical appraisal system is the steps. 6 steps there. You should remember this. In question it may be asked. It will not be asked what is the first step, second step. It may be asked the order sometime, right? Identify the criteria assessment. We have to set the criteria first. We have to set the criteria. Take the example, accountant should prepare the accounts report before 15 days. That is the criteria, right? Then preparation by the subordinate manager of the appraisal report. Then the manager is to prepare the report over that person. That is second one. The appraisal interview. Each and every month or each and every year, appraisal interview will be conducted based on the report given by subordinate, right? Third one, right? Review the assessment by the assessor own superior. Sometime appraisal will be done by the HR manager. So for take accounts assistant accountant going to be appraised. So appraise is report on him will be prepared by the finance manager or finance director. So interview will be done by the HR manager. In an organization it's happening. Appraisal interview will be conducted. In audit firms they are conducted, right? In each and every month conducted. Sometimes branches they are head office personnel come and see whether this branch is performed well, keeping the interview and see. In interview, accountant will say, yeah, it's my I did this work this way because of this, because finance manager restrict me. So they know accountant is not the problem is with the finance manager restrict to do the accurate accounts, right? So they can understand where this going wrong. That's why we need the appraisal. The review assessment on superior, then preparation implement action plan. Then once you understand where the problems comes, we should write a plan. Okay, we will talk with your finance manager and reduce the restriction, or we remove the restriction. You don't worry, you can work properly. Otherwise, if he has the problem, we will give you, don't work in this way, it will make the problem, please work in different way. We give the some ideas, right? Then follow up. Once the idea is given, whether he correctly following that, we have to see whether he is correctly following the follow-up procedures in auditing also. Then training and development. These are the these principles means these are the effective principle for effective learning programs. These principles for the effective learning program, if these principles should be there to make the learning of the new knowledge, learning of the even the current job perfectly. So participant must have the ability, skills, knowledge and motivation to learn. We should have the effort, we should put our efforts to learn. Otherwise we like to learn but don't put effort. We like to pass this exam this time but we don't study. Why? It's a participant, we have to participate in that. Then overview. That's why I'm always saying before study one chapter, you have to see how much of pages available in this chapter, right? Then how much of what are the contents available in this chapter. We should understand that first and we will learn. That's a overview should be there. Then feedback, participants should receive accurate and timely feedback on their progress. It means if you say you are an accountant and subordinate will work under you, if subordinates work for 1 month and after 1 month you going and checking him, and if there any problem or any good thing or any bad thing, we have to say him. If bad thing is there, he will correct it. If good thing is there, he will appreciate it. Then if you doing after 3 or 6 months, it will be load the works. We can't easily correct the wrongs also. It should be regular process. It will be short term process. Then reward, if his work is good, training and development is good and it is correctly taken by the employees, we should give the reward and making him the promotion. The active involvement, once the reward is given, we have to say we have given this reward, increase your salary this much, we have given this allowance. You have to really involve these works. If cashier is given the managerial post works responsibility has been taken by him. Otherwise involvement is not there, right? I believe you understood that. Then learning curve means if you finish the one work in 1 week, after 6 months you should finish that work in a 1 day or at least 3 months. That is learning curve. Learning curve will give you less input and more output. That is learning curve. You know that ABX or AXB, AX minus B. It's a formula, right? In management accounting you will learn that. Then job specific training should be realistic as possible to the job. If we are going to recruit that person or going to promote that person as a finance manager, but we are teaching about the marketing management, right? We have to tell about what the finance manager responsibility and what the finance manager duty, what's the to whom the finance manager has to report to. That should be given. It's a benefits of the what are the benefits we can take from this training and development. Minimize the learning cost. Training and development is given on the job, so we are going to reduce the learning cost. Otherwise we have to give the courses from the outside. We try to every time organization try to give the training and development within the organization. Accountant will give the training and supervise to the accounts training. If we outsource the outsourced person and give the training to trainees, it will be cost. Take the simple example to understand. That's why in your level I'm taking very simple example to quickly understand. Otherwise I can take the difficult example. It's not even need that much of example for very simple subject. That's why low cost and increased productivity, then fewer accidents. So if development in a in a manufacturing company, machinery manufacturing, and there are many accidents happen. If even though small fires come, all the employees will run. We have to say them, don't afraid of this small fire. It will not affect. You can use this fire extinguisher and you can apply over the fire and stop the fire. Don't